What's up, everybody? It's your girl, The Sin Show, and yes, I am back with another episode. Guys, in today's video, we are going to be talking about diamonds, baby. Diamonds are forever. Yes, they are. But it depends on the kind that you got, baby. I'm talking about a real diamond. Remember when they used to call them blood diamonds? Or a lab diamond. Now they also call those a moissanite, darling. Okay? Which one is you? Which one is you? Which one is you? Now I know it's now January, and around this time, credit cards is up the wazoo. Your balances is probably beyond, just like me. Doing your due diligence to pay it off. However, probably you, if you are in this position, congratulations to you. If you are a newly fiancéed up, getting ready to, jump the broom, or maybe you're about to get ready to propose, and you have probably broken the bank. Because the gag is, although they do say lab diamonds are a little bit cheaper than real diamonds, some people beg to differ. Some people say it depends on where you go. You can definitely find a real diamond for half the price. I don't know where, but they say. So, in today's episode, I have put together a bunch of video compilations that talk about it, how people feel about it. Thankfully, that now the TikTok's back, but this was, before TikTok went down. Um, and some YouTube videos as well, also just kind of talking about it and also how couples feel about, um, the idea of getting a diamond anyway, and how it has kind of changed their minds about marriage, because yes, this beautiful thing, this beautiful ring, it's a symbol that is, commemorating the unity of this couple and the love that they share for each other. But some people could be in people's ear talking about, yo, you need to be putting what they say, like 10% down, of a paycheck or some shit. I don't know what it is, honey. I'm not here to pocket watch, honey. But child, you just might be, having to put down a guap, just to let people know, hey, I got the rock. You know what I'm saying? I got the rock. Now, me, if I'm gonna do a rock, it'd have to be a radiant because I got long hands. I got big hands, long fingers. And it just would look a little small if I were to put something else a little smaller on me. However, like I said, I'm not pocket watching on anybody out here. Do you, boo? It's just we got to remember another thing about these diamonds that are being created because a lot of this, if we think about it, we are at the age now of mass consumption, overconsumption. Look at the Stanley Cups. Everybody's got like 17,000 Stanley Cups in different colors. We like big things. We like blingy things. Some of us, I will say, I'm not going to say all of us, but some of us for sure do like these things. And, some of us are still living in, with the Joneses and we don't mind that. They don't mind that. So they say so. But in the end, I think we have to remember that these diamonds, not just for fashion, they are also being made for purposes of our technology and the kind of growth that it takes, the manpower, the kind of energy, electricity that it needs in order for these things to be created, and especially on mass consumption. And it's kind of like what I was trying to say in one of my other videos, where I was like, all of this that we are constantly producing, lab diamonds, AI technology, super speed internet, all of this stuff, it takes a wear and tear on Mother Earth. Let's stop it, please. Let's understand what we are doing to not just us who live on this planet, but the planet itself. It's one thing that we reap the resources. However, we are also expecting the world to still be able to sustain all that we are doing. You know what I'm saying? Like that one video where the woman was talking about, and I was talking about, sorry, the video about the California fires and that I had put out, and the one woman who's talking and referencing how AI and climate change are interchangeably together. They are together. over time, if we really don't see how much energy it takes in order for us to be, in order for the AI itself to be able to produce and generate the ask of what we are asking it to do. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about how many computers there are in order for that thing to produce the answer, it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy. And we have got to be more conscious about this. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because you know how Cynthia likes to ramble. Anyway, guys, enjoy this video. And let me know what your thoughts are about this, and how you might even feel about, getting a ring in general. Maybe you're just the type that just wants a gold band and you cool with that. Or maybe you just want, do tattoos. I know people who tattoo theirs, and that's cool too, because I mean, at the end, what is this really symbolizing? This is a love between the two of us that we are showing everybody, hey, like, this is us together. Like, and should it really matter? Should it really cost that much? And at the end of the day, does it matter to resell it? If it is your intention that you're getting married, you really don't want to be thinking, oh, I'm going to definitely just, divorce this guy in like less than a year and some change, and then I'll be able to resell the diamond. Yes, these things depreciate over time, but why would you want the same kind of low-hanging fruit to be all over your marriage? The same kind of thought process. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't mean to be that girl, but I have to be that girl. Anyways, guys, enjoy this video.
Ever buy real diamond again, cause the diamond industry is a scam, and this is how they scammed us all. I always thought real diamonds are a real good investment, right? Nope, that's wrong. Because real diamonds don't hold their value the way we've been led to believe. In fact, the resale value of a real diamond is so much lower than the initial price you paid for it. So you may ask, why are people buying diamonds then? Because the diamond industry is a marketing genius. They spend billions of dollars on marketing to convince us we need real diamonds and that they are so rare. And in reality, diamonds are not rare at all, and they don't hold any intrinsic value. In fact, diamonds are so common, the industry that controls them stockpiles them in vaults to create the impression of scarcity. Didn't even mention the fact it has on our environment and human rights abuses, but that's a whole nother topic. So this is why I created my jewelry brand. So people don't have to buy overpriced diamonds, support these harmful practices. Lab-created diamonds are just as beautiful as real diamonds. No one can tell the difference. They're so much more affordable and just as durable as real diamonds. Please don't fall for the diamond myth. I mean, you do you, boo, but save yourself some money. Choose simulated diamonds instead of real diamonds.
Dad, we have hundreds of comments of people wanting your opinion on lab diamonds. Are you ready to finally give it?
Yes, I am. Let me start off by explaining why up to this point I have not discussed lab diamonds. That's because I really want those of you that have them to enjoy them and not let my opinion and the facts of their value change your treasuring your lab diamonds. Okay, here's the reality. Even though lab diamonds have dropped dramatically in price, they're always going to be less than real diamonds. But lab diamonds are costing us now as dealers $120 per carat. A D flawless lab diamond that's 3 carats is costing us $360. Dealers are selling these diamonds for thousands of dollars. I got an email today, a client offering to buy a lab diamond, a 2-carat lab diamond for up to $8,000 or a natural diamond for up to $16,000. That $8,000 they would have spent on the lab diamond, they're buying some that's worth $240 to maybe $300. So know what the value is. An engagement ring is the ultimate sign of love and commitment. Diamonds have value. Diamonds I've sold clients decades ago, they sell for much more than they purchased them for. A lab diamond has no value, no intrinsic value, no resale value. Be aware of this. Of course, make sure you use a trusted wholesaler so you get a great value on a natural diamond. Remember, this is an heirloom for family that you treasure for generations.
This is why you should be careful when purchasing your next diamond. There's a new type of diamond that is trending on the market called lab-grown diamonds, which are real diamonds that are made by man and cost roughly 30 to 50% less. It's almost impossible for anyone, including a skilled gemologist, to distinguish between a lab-grown diamond and a natural diamond. So you could be buying a lab-grown diamond thinking it's a natural diamond, and these diamond testers won't be able to tell the difference between them at all. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with lab-grown diamond, but just be careful and be aware of this during your next diamond purchase. In part 2, I'll show you mind-blowing technology that can distinguish between natural diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, and fake diamonds. So stay tuned.
Tell me why everybody is so against naturally mined diamonds, because every time I talk about it, everybody's like, oh yeah, lab-grown diamonds are amazing, but no, they're not. There's pros and cons to both sides. So the main issue I get, or the main comment I get whenever I talk about naturally mined diamonds, is that companies use slave labor and child labor to produce their diamonds. Firstly, shut up. Not all companies do that. I do appreciate that the industry doesn't have the best history, but any reputable company these days, they are having to be a lot more transparent with how they work, and they are having to pay their workers fairly. But also, let's talk about the flip side of this. So they are also bringing in millions and millions of dollars every single year to these countries, and they're providing jobs to people that otherwise wouldn't have a job. They have literally created an entire industry, and they bring in so much infrastructure and so much income to these local communities and countries. Without this industry, what are these people going to do? Okay? So yeah, I know that there's not been the best history, but as long as you do your research and you use companies that pay their workers fairly, then you're good. But let's talk about the downside of lab-grown diamonds, because nobody's talking about this. So firstly, lab-grown diamonds, right? Where do you think they're made? Where do you think they're made? They are made in huge factories. Famously, huge factories, such as the ones like Shein, when they produce all their fashion, what do they use? Slave labor, obviously. So who's to say that these lab-grown diamond companies aren't doing the same? Yeah? Do your research, think about it. Also, not only that, but you've got the environmental factor as well. So lab-grown diamonds take up so much water to produce, so much heat, so much energy, so many resources to produce. So unlike naturally mined diamonds where they're just hanging about in the Earth's crust, they have to use the Earth's resources to produce them. So that ain't good for the world, yeah? So obviously there are pros and cons to both naturally mined diamonds and lab-grown diamonds, but it's up to the consumer to do their research to make sure whatever company they're buying from is sourcing them or producing them responsibly.
If a jeweler tries to convince you there's a resale value in a mined diamond over a laboratory diamond, don't buy it. Any engagement diamond, there's no secondary market. If they try to use it as a way to sell you a diamond, don't buy it. There's no resale value on a diamond, whether it came out of a mine or out of a laboratory. Here's something you can take to the bank, though. It's about the buying and it's about the owning. The value comes from beauty and the price you get when you buy your engagement ring. We're the global diamond broker. These are the world's most beautiful diamonds at prices that defy comparison globally. DM us. Get a quote. Always happy to help.
So I think what the public doesn't actually know is that there are two different markets for lab-grown diamonds based on production costs. The first one is the quickly grown, those which are dumped on the market. They have a brownish tinge, and these sell for really low price points, typically on e-commerce sites. So if you're going to buy from an e-commerce site, be aware of that. The second category is those which take longer to grow, they're grown in smaller batches, and they're traded to private jewelers for a higher price point. So you typically do get what you pay for when it comes to lab-grown diamonds. So if you are going to buy from an e-commerce site, be aware that the diamond that you buy could fall into that earlier category. It's really important to buy from a jeweler and trust the person that you are buying these diamonds for, to screen for things like BGM, brown, green and milky, and different tinges, which can result from cheaply grown lab diamonds.
The dumbest excuse I have ever heard for people not liking lab-grown diamonds for engagement rings is they have almost no resale value. Who do you foresee yourself selling your engagement ring to? Do you plan on selling it? Again?
This is why lab-grown diamonds are overpriced and how much people are overpaying for them. So lab-grown diamonds are sold as a luxury product, but realistically, they're not. It's a knockoff. So you should be paying way, way, way less for them. And even if you have 10 carat diamonds, you shouldn't be paying 30K for a bracelet. Labs who create those diamonds obviously have fixed costs when it comes to creating them, like the machinery, the savoir-faire, and creating those diamonds takes a lot of energy. But realistically, creating a half a carat diamond or 1 carat diamond is not going to cost that much more to make for them, because it just takes a little bit more energy and a little bit more time in the machine to make it. So for this bracelet, they're going to have the fixed cost of, the gold, and they probably buy those tennis bracelets already made in China or India, wherever. But then for the carat weight, might it be 5 carat or 10 carat, is not going to make that much of a difference. And on their website, they're selling 2 carat tennis bracelets for 3K, and then a 10 carat for 13K. Anyway, just to say that you shouldn't be paying that much for your tennis bracelet. And you don't need 10 carats, just get like a small carat weight and get real diamonds. It's gonna look the same, and it's gonna look less tacky, if anything.
Known as Diamond City, Surat has long been celebrated as the diamond polishing capital of India. The busy streets here are full of sellers peddling these precious gems. But I heard about one company that's looking to innovate by no longer extracting diamonds from the earth, but rather growing them in a lab. Green Lab started as a company importing diamonds that would then be cut, shaped and polished. But a few years ago, it shifted to a process that they say was faster, cheaper and more sustainable. And as with many processes, it all starts with a single seed. But just how do you grow a diamond?
Sanket, where are we? What is this room all about?
So this room is our heart of Green Lab, as it is the growing unit. So we have seeds which are 7 mm, 8 mm, 20 mm, up to 20 mm, 30 mm as well. Seeds are basically diamonds. It's a single crystal diamond plate. So once the plate is placed in the reactors, we start to give it the right temperature, pressure and the right gases.
These plasma reactors essentially mimic the conditions that are needed for natural diamonds to form. A natural gas, such as methane, is pumped in and broken down into carbon atoms. These accumulate on top of the crystal to form a rough diamond. So rather than thousands of years, these lab-grown diamonds are grown in around 6 weeks.
So a mine diamond rough and a lab diamond rough, once it's given to our cutting and polishing team, it doesn't matter to them whether it's mined or rough, because the process of cutting is exactly the same again. So once it's cut, once it's polished, nobody can identify whether it's a mine diamond or a lab diamond.
Green Lab says it's currently growing around 225,000 carats a month. But is anyone actually buying them? I hit the streets of Surat to find out.
So what are you looking for?
Actually, we are looking for lab-grown diamond jewelry. She is my sister and...
Gifting me?
Yeah.
Why are you gifting her?
Actually, this jewelry is a pocket-friendly jewelry for us. And it will not make a big hole in my pocket.
You think your sister will be happy that you're buying her something very less price?
Yes, yes, yes. Nowadays, all the people are preferring this diamonds only. It's look like total real diamonds are here.
Oh really? Then I also feel like I should buy something.
Yeah, you just try it. Yeah, just try it.
Let's try this.
Yeah.
But this is such a pretty and a delicate piece.
Yeah, this one is simple. Yeah, it looks so pretty.
It's really pretty.
Wow, exciting.
Now, as tempted as I was able to pull myself away without making any purchases. But companies like Green Labs say the price point isn't the only attraction to prospective buyers like Ritu.
I see a situation where people are going to, all over the world, are going to get more conscious about climate change, about extracting too much from the earth. And because of this, there may be a situation where the dependence of the industry on the naturally mined diamonds is going to be less, and people will be looking more towards lab-grown diamonds, and that is where a big boom in the lab-grown diamond industry is going to happen.
Well, it seems like that boom may already be underway. While lab-grown diamonds are not a new phenomenon, the knowledge and the machinery have been around for a while. The cost of producing them has halved every 4 years since the start of this century. The industry is already valued at $22 billion. While that's a fraction of sales of natural diamonds, the demand for these lab-grown counterparts is a forecast to nearly double by 2028. India now produces around 3 million lab-grown diamonds a year. That's around 15% of global production. However, a huge amount of power is needed to create a lab-grown diamond, which has led to questions about how sustainable the industry really is.
Now, when we're talking about sustainability, there are many things that people say, oh, you use electricity, you can't be sustainable. But here at Green Lab, we have fields of solar and wind. We are 100% on green energy.
Now, while these solar panels are in fact 60 miles away, Green Lab says the 25 megawatt that the site can produce is fed back into the national grid. But while lab-grown diamonds offer a cheaper and arguably more sustainable option, we'll have to wait a little longer to see whether the bulk of would-be consumers say, I do.
Buying our first home that loses half its value and a diamond ring that drops by 80%. What kind of bad luck did the 80s and 90s generation run into? Recently, diamond prices have plummeted. Lab-grown rough diamonds have dropped by 85%, and the retail price of loose diamonds has fallen by 80%. I opened my jewelry box and my heart sank.
Over the past 2 years, the price of lab-grown diamonds has plummeted. A 1-carat diamond that cost over 5,000 yuan last year now goes for just over 1,000 yuan. With profits shrinking to near zero, many factories have halted most of their operations. These days, the price of a ring setting can exceed that of the diamond itself. A classic 6-prong 1-carat diamond ring with a D color grade now costs just over 3,000 yuan. Even higher quality stones or more intricate designs are priced at around 4,000 yuan. For those who previously spent a fortune on diamond rings, especially members of the 80s and 90s generations, the dramatic drop in diamond prices is hard to stomach. The lab-grown diamond industry is facing widespread losses across the supply chain, from raw material production to retail. Many businesses have been forced to shut down, while some vendors have taken to Douyin to vent their frustrations.
2021年在上就投了100多万。
In 2021, I invested 1 million yuan to open a lab-grown diamond studio in Henan. At first, business was profitable, but this year, I faced consistent losses. This month alone, I lost 30,000 yuan without making any sales, and my factory is operating at only half capacity. Even certified natural diamonds have seen significant price drops, particularly larger stones in the 2 to 4 carat range, with prices plunging by 40% and sales sharply declining. De Beers, the global leader in the diamond market, has introduced 2 to 3 rounds of substantial price cuts within just 1 year. The price of rough diamonds in the secondary market has nearly halved, from $1,400 per carat in June 2022 to around $850 per carat by July 2024. In segments outside De Beers' control, prices have fallen an additional 10%. Meanwhile, in China's jewelry industry, both gold and diamond retailers are shutting down in large numbers. Interestingly, the reasons behind their closures are entirely different.
商场里的钻石和黄金门店的结局终于走到了一起。
Gold prices keep hitting record highs, but customers can't afford it, so gold stores are closing. Meanwhile, diamond stores face the opposite problem. Prices keep falling, but consumers still aren't buying. Shop owners are left with no choice but to shut down.
Meanwhile, the number of marriages in China is plummeting, with couples increasingly delaying their weddings. This trend has dealt a significant blow to the diamond market, particularly the bridal segment. According to data from the Ministry of Civil Affairs, 4.7 million couples tied the knot in the first 3 quarters of 2024, down from 5.7 million during the same period last year, a drop of over 940,000 couples. A key factor behind this disruption is the role of the CCP. Lab-grown diamonds from Henan province are directly challenging the market dominance by De Beers. Records show that over 50% of the world's synthetic diamonds are produced in China, with an annual output exceeding 30 billion carats. Henan alone accounts for 80% of this production. Some reports indicate that Henan manufacturers have even started giving away free synthetic diamonds, up to 1 carat, to international tourists as part of a strategy to boost brand awareness. Currently, the two main methods for producing lab-grown diamonds are the high-pressure, high-temperature method and the chemical vapor deposition technology. CVD is highly efficient, capable of growing diamonds as large as 20 carats. The process involves creating a vacuum in a boiler, injecting methane gas, and placing a thin diamond seed at the bottom. This seed provides the template necessary for growth. High-energy microwaves break the methane into a plasma of carbon and hydrogen atoms, which deposit onto the heated seed, gradually forming a larger diamond. The rough diamonds produced are typically square or rectangular polycrystals. HPHT technology replicates the natural diamond formation process. Diamond seeds are placed in a pressurized growth chamber with a metal solvent to accelerate crystallization, producing single crystal diamonds in cubic or octahedral shapes. HPHT diamonds generally have superior color grades but are usually under 3 carats. Although CVD diamonds can grow larger, they often have lower color grades due to impurities introduced during production. With advanced technology, it's becoming increasingly difficult to distinguish lab-grown diamonds from natural ones, even with specialized equipment. Online, many netizens are celebrating De Beers' declining profits, claiming its era of monopolistic pricing is over. But is it really that simple? Industries targeted by the CCP often undergo fierce price wars, as seen in solar energy, electric vehicles, and rare earth minerals. When Chinese companies, bolstered by state resources, eliminate foreign competitors, they often dominate the market. At that point, the market returns to monopolistic pricing, just with a new face in charge. Believing that the diamond industry's collapse only harms legacy corporations overlooks the broader implications. The plummeting prices of lab-grown diamonds have discouraged many young Chinese consumers from purchasing even lab-grown diamond rings. One industry professional shared a story about a woman seeking a diamond ring. Her boyfriend found retail prices too high, opting instead for a custom-made ring with a budget of over 4,000 yuan. When offered a 0.3 carat natural diamond with a national certification, he refused, citing concerns over the stone's lack of value retention. Ultimately, he purchased a moissanite ring made from synthetic silicon carbide for just over 100 yuan on Pinduoduo. Let's be practical but not too frugal. This is a marriage proposal, a significant life event, not just a small gift from a business trip. Spending only a few hundred or a couple thousand yuan feels underwhelming. While lab-grown diamonds are attractive and affordable, they shouldn't compete with natural diamonds in the bridal jewelry market. Instead, they should be marketed as luxury accessories like Swarovski crystals. Major brands such as Pandora have already embraced lab-grown diamonds for their products, which is where their true potential lies. Synthetic gemstones may be abundant, but none can replace genuine jewelry. For weddings, natural diamonds remain the timeless choice. The same professional warned consumers to be cautious when purchasing Chinese synthetic gemstones. Beyond potential financial losses, certain gemstones treated with acid washing or dyes can pose significant health risks.
Some of these so-called Hetian jade pieces sell for thousands at tourist sites, but they only cost a few yuan to produce. Take this plain pendant. It costs just 10 yuan. Do you know why they sell it in a protective pouch? Because Afghan jade has low hardness and it becomes even more fragile after acid washing and dyeing. If they touch each other, they scratch easily. These white and green jade bracelets might look flawless under the light, but they're just glass. Yet they are sold as Hetian jade for thousands. The cost? Less than 10 yuan. This so-called Mao silver has no actual silver content. It's all white copper or aluminium alloy. But they sell it for more than real silver, charging at least a few hundred yuan at tourist sites. In reality, it's worth less than 20 yuan. That jade-looking stone? It's just acid-washed quartz with green dye. In tourist areas, it sells for tens of thousands. The cost? Less than 20 yuan.
These gemstones treated with acid washing or dyes can pose significant health risks. Prolonged exposure may allow harmful chemicals to penetrate the skin, leading to serious health problems. Despite the disruption from lab-grown diamonds, natural diamonds have not entirely lost their value. Experts emphasize that professional certification distinguishes between lab-grown and natural diamonds. Certificates for natural diamonds explicitly state diamond, while lab-grown ones are labeled accordingly.
天然钻石啊，受培育钻石的冲击。
High-quality natural diamonds still hold their value. This small bag of over 100 carats of natural diamonds, dismantled from rings, is worth more than 400,000 yuan. Most of these diamonds are sold to India, which redistributes them globally. Although domestic demand has waned, natural diamonds remain highly sought after internationally. A deeper issue lies in the industrial potential of synthetic diamonds. Many people may not realize that lab-grown diamonds are already making significant strides in industries like 3D printing, metal cutting, and underwater power generation. Polycrystalline black diamonds, for instance, boast hardness levels even greater than natural diamonds, making them indispensable for industrial applications. In Utah, USA, a large industrial facility produces polycrystalline black diamonds. These artificial diamonds are used for drilling hard rock, cutting metal components, underwater power generation, and creating durable 3D printer nozzles. Compared to natural diamonds, polycrystalline black diamonds offer superior toughness and perform reliably under extreme conditions. Traditional metal nozzles wear out quickly when printing abrasive materials like fiberglass or carbon fiber. Polycrystalline black diamond nozzles, however, last much longer and show minimal wear. In fields like metal cutting, these diamonds outperform conventional metal alloys. Beyond traditional industrial uses, synthetic diamonds show great potential in semiconductors. Diamond semiconductors can operate at temperatures as high as 1000 degrees Celsius, far exceeding the 150 degrees Celsius limit of silicon-based chips. The thermal conductivity is 14.6 times greater than silicon, offering exceptional heat dissipation. These qualities make diamond semiconductors ideal for high power, high-frequency electronics and sensors used in extreme environments. If labs can achieve directional growth of diamonds for chip manufacturing, the resulting superchip could vastly outperform existing silicon chips, particularly in high-temperature and high-power applications. Currently, Japan leads in diamond semiconductor development. In May 2022, Saga University and Obrey Corporation created a diamond semiconductor with a power density of 875 megawatts per centimeter and a breakdown voltage of 2,568 volts, the highest performance on record. The widespread use of diamond semiconductors could bring transformative changes to industries like electric vehicles, 5G infrastructure, and national defense, heralding an era of unprecedented technological advancement. This is why the CCP has placed such strategic importance on the diamond industry. China's advances in synthetic diamonds are evident. Companies like Henan Huanghe Whirlwind have become global leaders in super hard materials, partnering with Xiamen University to develop diamond-based heat dissipation for chips. SF Diamond collaborates with Zhengzhou University to explore cutting-edge applications in semiconductors and power devices. Godex International has launched its diamond wafer production line and unveiled a 3.5 GHz surface acoustic wave filter, marking a shift from research to commercialization. China South Diamond, the world's largest synthetic diamond producer, has developed large, ultra-pure diamond semiconductor wafers and diamond polycrystalline cooling films, laying the foundation for future expansion. Observers caution that China's rapid progress in synthetic diamonds may involve leveraging Western technology and equipment. Monitoring these critical areas are essential for keeping the CCP from monopolizing diamond semiconductors, which could replicate the global dependence on China for rare earth materials. Some may argue that producing lab-grown diamonds is harmless, but in China, the pressure to cut costs drives companies to extreme lengths, often at the expense of workers' rights and health. Factories operate continuously, with workers enduring grueling shifts to meet production targets. A single production unit costs 2 million yuan and lasts only 5 to 6 years. Maintaining 800 atmospheres and temperatures above 1600 degrees Celsius requires continuous operation. It takes 7 to 10 days to produce just a few dozen diamonds per batch. Claims that production costs are as low as a few dozen yuan are unrealistic. Even the electricity costs far exceed that. The notion that falling diamond prices benefit consumers overlooks the sacrifices made by small business owners and workers, while state-backed enterprises endure and ultimately dominate the market. De Beers is also producing lab-grown diamonds, attempting to brand them as affordable accessories to protect the prestige of natural diamonds. However, the long-term effectiveness of this strategy remains uncertain. Faced with China's aggressive push in the diamond sector, Western countries must respond with more than price wars. Comprehensive trade policies, intellectual property protections, and increased investment in advanced research are critical. The race to dominate diamond semiconductors represents more than economic rivalry. It is a geopolitical battle shaping military and technological supremacy. As critics warn, the CCP rarely engages in fair competition. Its strategies rely on state subsidies and centralized control to undermine foreign companies. Once dominant, it manipulates markets and translates economic power into political and military influence. For Western consumers, the issue extends beyond choosing whether or not to buy diamonds. It is about recognizing the far-reaching consequences of allowing one state to control key industries, from technology to defense. Ultimately, while diamond prices may fluctuate, the true value lies in personal growth and financial stability. For many, investing in life experiences or self-improvement may hold greater significance than owning a depreciating piece of jewelry.
Material abundance is inevitable in today's society, but perhaps young couples should focus on learning about financial investments before marriage. Unlike past generations who spent everything on a house and a few gold pieces, today's youth might benefit more from travel and shared experiences. In the long run, the value gained from life experiences could far surpass the fleeting allure of a diamond that will eventually depreciate.
Good morning. De Beers has historically done an excellent job of manipulating world diamond markets by restricting the supply and carefully regulating the volume of diamonds that are available for sale across the entire world. That strategy is collapsing, and so is De Beers itself. And the reason is because of booming artificial diamond production here in China. Bloomberg kicks us off with this news that De Beers cut diamond prices by over 10% as the company gave up their plans to put a floor under the global market. Bloomberg points to two problems here: the collapse in China's luxury market and a boom in man-made diamonds. But it's actually the same problem. China's luxury market is shifting to man-made diamonds, and most of those are made here. And the reason the lab-grown diamond industry is booming in China is not because of jewelry so much, but because of industrial need for diamonds. And even after the big price cuts De Beers announced for their wholesale buyers, the world market is still far below that. The secondary market is trading diamonds far below where De Beers pricing is. This is a report on the industrial diamond market, where China has built out a huge supply chain in Henan province. Diamonds are the hardest known materials, so that makes them highly desirable in machine tools and for wear-resistant coatings. Construction and mining equipment of all kinds, oil drillers and equipment operators who need to cut through metal or rock or concrete, they're using industrial diamonds to do all that work now. China makes most of those diamonds. The production of super hard materials is over more than 85% of the global supply. But the most expensive products come from Europe, North America, Japan, and Korea. Companies in Europe and North America buy industrial diamonds from China to put on high-end machines and tools. And this is a typical China supply chain story then, in two respects. Chinese companies serve a key part of the manufacturing process and own that entire step in the supply chain. And on the value chain side, it tends to be the foreign companies who make most of the profits on the products themselves. Chinese firms that produce industrial diamonds are always looking for new uses for them, for new markets. And it was recently discovered that the diamonds can be infused with nitrogen to make them even stronger and turn the diamonds into semiconductors. Artificial diamonds then have lots of valuable application in heavy industry and electronics, but they're also being successfully marketed as jewelry. Diamonds are still highly desirable as gifts, and women prefer natural diamonds to man-made ones. But there is a gap between what these consumers say they want and what they actually buy. In China, man-made diamond sales as jewelry is a boutique industry. A woman goes into a jewelry store and a diamond is specifically manufactured just for her, tailored to her personality and style. And it costs a lot less money than a natural diamond that's pulled out of the ground in Africa, especially after those stones go through De Beers price cartels. De Beers got into the market for artificial diamonds as well, but the prices keep falling. But the demand wasn't the problem. The demand is still high, but China can just build the diamonds for less and in large volumes. New technologies in China created a boom in synthetic diamond production and sent the prices crashing. And this goes to why consumers say they want a natural stone, but then they don't follow through. Lab-grown diamonds cost a lot less than half what a natural stone does. This chart shows how large a stone a buyer can get for $6,000. Natural diamond pricing was holding steady. That's De Beers strategy at work, to hold the floor on pricing, which isn't working lately. $6,000 can buy you about 1.25 carats of natural diamond and over 4 carats of a lab-grown diamond. A buyer with a ring on her finger can hide whether or not the stone is from a hole in Africa or a factory in Henan, but she can't lie about the size of the thing. It's there for everyone to see. De Beers is now trying to make a shift to produce industrial diamonds, but they're already far behind China. This analysis from Western analysts, remember, admitted that China's share of the lab-grown diamond market was at least 85%. China's internal estimates are 95%. The IDAC is the Industrial Diamond Association of China, which estimates that China has 95% of the global production of man-made diamonds, with 80% of that coming from Henan province. The industrial diamonds are processed differently depending on how they will be used. MPCVD is a process that uses microwave plasma, and it's ideal for making diamonds used in semiconductors and in electronics that require high degrees of control and efficiency, such as in electric vehicles. These are pieces that we'll link to, which goes much more deeply into how the diamonds are made and all the uses for them. Lots of interesting stuff there, and you can read for yourself the problems that these companies present for De Beers. This is Zhujiagao in Sichuan province. Be good.